a message on the future foreshadowing the ending. So, pack light, dear navigator, wonder weighs nothing. And remember, sometimes the most advanced starship is your imagination learning to trust again. Time bends, identity glitches, and sometimes the only map home is curiosity. Sir Leamerton here, broadcasting beneath a banyan tree that's suspiciously humming in the Fibonacci sequence. May I have approximately seconds of your time to unpack a marvel wrapped in starlight and stitched with synthwave nostalgia? We're speaking of Flight of the Navigator, a film that didn't just fly under the radar, it tunneled through time itself. Retro radar. The year was 1986. NASA fever was high, making the space themes in Navigator hit even harder. Kids were eating high-C Ecto Cooler and watching ALF on boxy TVs with wood trim. Home computers, like the Commodore 64, were beginning to whisper about the digital frontier. Field note title, Temporal Treks and the Navigator's Compass. Now let me begin by admitting I, Sir Leamerton, have had my fur ruffled by temporal anomalies before. But this one tickled the lemur soul. The premise, or the portal disguised as a plot. David Freeman, a boy of 1978, vanishes for what seems like minutes, but reappears in 1986, without aging a single whisker. Meanwhile, the world has spun forward. The dissonance he feels? That's not just time travel, it's ego dislocation, a Jungian rupture. He is a stranger to his family, his culture, even the songs on the radio. Sound familiar? Modern parallel number 1. Time displacement syndrome. Think about it. Don't we all feel a bit like David these days? You look away for a moment, scroll your device, and boom! The world's changed again. AI writes your emails, your dog has a gluten-free diet, and people speak in emojis and stock prices. We're chrononauts of culture, experiencing micro-time leaps via screen portals. Modern parallel number 2. Neuroplasticity meets the Max factor. The ship, Max, the sardonic metallic metaphor for AI's potential consciousness. Max begins cold and utilitarian, but after syncing with David's memories, he becomes whimsical, emotional, even ethical. That's neuroplasticity by upload. Flight as psychological alchemy. David's journey mirrors the alchemical process. He enters the vessel, nigredo, faces disorientation, albedo, and emerges transformed, rubedo. It's not about getting back to 1978. It's about integrating the otherworldly, owning your change, and still choosing home. Heart-math moment. The Navigator's coherence. Remember the moment David cries, longing for his family, despite the ship offering adventure and novelty? That's coherence, folks. The heart magnetically pulling the mind back to meaning. The HeartMath Institute would applaud. His heart field overrode temporal logic. Monkey mind versus the Navigator mind. Most of us live with monkey mind chatter, distracted, reactionary. But David, while frightened, taps into Navigator mind, curious, observant, synchronistic. He partners with the mystery, the UFO as inner archetype. This wasn't just a spaceship, it was the self-made literal, shiny, mysterious, capable of flight only when harmonized with its pilot. Just like us, we don't fly until we know who we are. Seventh plane. Glitch, the forgotten timeline. There's a version of David who stayed in 1986, alone, observed, government tagged. That branch of reality lingers like a shadow plane. Flight of the Navigator doesn't erase it. It simply offers us the lesson of choice. Return to the heart, even when the sky tempts. Now for the Silvestri Synclavia signal. Alan Silvestri's entirely electronic score for Flight of the Navigator, 1986, was composed on the legendary Synclavia. A digital music workstation so cutting-edge it cost more than a house. Yes, a literal suburban home. This shimmering machine could warp waveforms and layer textures like a sonic spaceship, making it the perfect companion for time travel and telepathic joyrides. Now here's where it gets soulfully accurate, if not technically proven. The soundtrack's pulsing motifs and cascading arpeggios seem to mimic Fibonacci spirals, those golden ratios nature loves so much, from sunflower seeds to spiral galaxies. And some audio sleuths suggest the score dips into brainwave entrainment rhythms, especially theta frequencies tied to imagination, memory, and deep calm. Technically true? Not confirmed? Soulfully accurate? Unmistakably. You feel your inner compass realigning as that synthy shimmer rises, like your nervous system remembers a future it's not supposed to know yet. Watch it enough times, and you might just pre-member a life that hasn't happened yet. You see, young David didn't just fall into a ravine and wake up in 1986. He fell inward into the chasm between childhood safety and the sudden fracturing of self. Something about the inner child, rites of passage, and future adult self. A bonus meta-Easter egg. At one point, Max the ship remarks that humans only use a small portion of their brains, a classic trope, yes, but here, it's delivered with a twist of curiosity over condescension, as if to say, "You've got dormant timelines, kid. Want to wake one up?" Some viewers speculate David didn't just travel through time, a form of precognition. Perhaps he remembered forward, or should I say foremembered. He synced with a version of himself that already understood the paradox. Cue that low inception horn and a slight tingle in your left temporal lobe. David's refusal to stay in the future isn't nostalgia. It's the soul demanding integration, not bypass. Final thought and tiny riddle. If time is elastic and self is code, what anchors us? Answer: moments of meaning, witnessed, felt, and flown through willingly. Now where is my howling husky and demanding cat? It's time for that integrative vet appointment. Farewell, until the next frequency shift. And remember, the real navigator is not the one who flies the ship, but the one who listens when time whispers.